I recognise the fact that many people feel deeply anxious in our communities just now. I drew together leaders of our faith communities this morning, and there were representatives of the Muslim faith who feel very anxious at this time. There are representatives of the Jewish faith who feel very anxious at this time as well. And what matters to me is that everybody feels safe in Scotland. Everybody's got a right to feel safe in Scotland, and I can't stop bad actors stirring things up in our society. But what I can do is work tirelessly to make sure that we have the resources and the plans in place to make sure everybody can be kept safe. And that's been the focus of our planning of recent days, our close working with Police Scotland, and also the dialogue that I've taken forward with leaders of all political parties in Scotland today, determined to focus on ensuring that we have cohesion within our communities and that people can live safely in our communities. There's always a place in our society for democratic, peaceful process. We are a democracy. People are entitled to protest about different issues. What people are not entitled to do is to spark prejudice and violence. We will not have that in our society, and that has to be tackled. So there will be events that take their course, which will be policed properly by Police Scotland, enabling people to undertake their right to freedom of speech. But the police will also undertake comprehensive intelligence gathering to identify where there may be possible risks to community safety. Now, we can't demonstrate at this stage if those risks will materialise, but what we can do is prepare for such risks. And I'm confident that Police Scotland is working with absolute focus on making sure that should any risks of that type materialise, we are able to put in place the measures to provide assurance and safety for the communities of Scotland who have a right to feel safe in our society today.
Well, I think like everybody else, we're hugely concerned about what's happening south of the border and in policing as well. Real concern for our colleagues, and our sympathies and our thoughts really go to them, because we know how difficult it can be to deal with a situation like that. In Scotland, it's been peaceful up until now. At least I would hope that it would remain peaceful. But we've got enhanced policing operations throughout the country. Those operations are about reassuring the community. It's about engaging with the community. It's about being there for people to ask the officers, anything that they may want to ask them. That's the type of operation that we've got just now, and that's the operation that we'll continue. Well, there's been lots of intelligence in recent days, and I've seen the speculation in social media about particular events in particular places. I'm not going to comment on any of that and give any credence or publicity to any of that. Much of it will be inaccurate and elevated commentary. But what I would say is, should anything happen, Police Scotland's ready to respond. We've got specialist police officers. We're agile. We can move around the country. So again, just to reassure people that should there be any disorder, Police Scotland will respond. I think the disinformation is actually quite harmful to communities. It makes communities concerned. It creates more disinformation as others respond to it. It escalates tensions unnecessarily. So I would say to people who are reading these types of messages that are going around on social media, have a thought about how you react to it yourself. Show some personal responsibility. Don't add to the rumours and speculation, because it just makes things, I think, more difficult for communities, not just for policing.